Start it. Welcome in. We are live on the AFC East Roundtable. We're back, baby. It's the offseason. It's Dan Mitchell. It's TD. We don't got Colby because I'll let him tell you where he's at. But welcome back, fellas. I missed you.
Oh, man, likewise. He's in Turkey, brother. He's in Turkey, man. He's getting his hairline fixed up, baby. He was sending me pictures and videos of him in into a limo like yesterday, man. They roll out the red carpet for them damn hair implant patients. Shout out to our good friend Colby. Safe travels back. But you know what, man? I'm feeling fantastic. I'm very happy to see a lot of the familiar faces back in the live chat, but I would feel even better if everyone hit that thumbs up sign. That's for damn sure.
And the reason why he's in Turkey is because the Patriots, he's still getting over that spanking, that BTA in the Super Bowl. My goodness. TD, how are you doing, my friend, man? I missed you, and I missed the chat. I really do. So shout out to everybody. Let us know where you're tuning in from, what neck of the woods, what team are you representing, and hit the thumbs up button, folks, because the AFC East Roundtable is back. And just an update on our schedule. We are back live once a week, every single Wednesday at this time for the offseason.
Yeah, I'm doing good, though. Listen, man, we back to action, and, a lot of things are going on in this division, especially with the Dolphins getting closer to our run to the Super Bowl. So we're going to talk about it all right here, right now. Let's get into it.
We already got a super chat to start things off. Patriots is cheeks. That's all. Yes, they are. Now the Patriots are on the same level as all of us, and they're not even the favorites to win the division, which I feel like we have to talk about.
Fun fact with PGZ is actually a Seahawks fan, and he would come in here year in and year out and just remind everybody who he believes is cheeks. Congratulations to your Seattle Seahawks, PGZ. And we appreciate you for rocking with the AFC East Roundtable, man, which is a great topic of conversation. But Richie just teased something. And yes, I do want to talk about the fact that the Patriots are not the favorites for the AFC East next year. But a big topic that I have been pondering for the past couple of days, Stefon Diggs. He has been going through his share of legal troubles throughout the past couple of days. And a lot of Patriots fans are wondering, is he going to be on the roster next year? Now, do remember, when he signed that contract last offseason, we were looking at a 3-year, $63.5 million payday. We thought that was an overpay. I feel like that he did pretty well as the wide receiver number one over in New England. But what people didn't talk about was that this contract was actually structured to have a potential out in 2026, meaning that if the New England Patriots trade Stefon Diggs and or they release him between today and March 13th, they would save $18.5 million on their cap spend. Add that to what they are already capable of spending already and only take $8 million dead money. So with all of that information brought to you guys from an objective standpoint, do you think New England is going to walk away from Stefon Diggs, and should they? Richie.
I think that Stefon Diggs is a bye-bye. As JD the Great says in the chat, bye-bye, Diggs. I think that Stefon Diggs served his purpose. I think that based off of the financials, if I'm New England, man, I go younger. I really do. I think that they go into this offseason with the approach of making a splash in the draft. I think that you can find a receiver at the back end of the first round. I think that you can also be aggressive for a different veteran to replace him, like an A.J. Brown, and there's always wide receivers out there. George Pickens, can you go after? They got the cap space for him if they want to take him away from the Cowboys. There's a lot of options that they can go about if you are the New England Patriots and you get to the Super Bowl, you win the AFC East. But now you have to go up against a first-place schedule. The schedule is going to get tougher. Now there's a target on your back if you're the Patriots. So you have to be aggressive and really level up the roster. They're ahead of schedule, right? As sweet as it was to watch them get absolutely clapped in the Super Bowl, we know that their future is bright. That's no denying. There's no denying that. So I think that the Patriots, they cannot get complacent. Now it's time to really add a bunch of talent. But what's going to make the Patriots a legit team to watch moving forward, it's not about getting the big names right now. It's about getting a huge draft class under Mike Vrabel. Because if they start drafting well and they bring in a new wave of rookies and they're set up to be starters, and that's how you build a championship contender every single year. So that's important for them too. But I think Stefon Diggs, he doesn't really fit where they're going in my eyes. We'll see.
And so you bring up some interesting points too, because where it stands, the Patriots currently have the 10th most money leading up into this offseason. And that is before any cuts and or restructures. Again, walking away from Stefon Diggs, a guy that is also has been in the headlines for quite a bit of controversy. They'd save $18.5 million added on top of this. So who knows? I would probably tend to agree with Richie. I think that this New England team is going to walk away. And I think that they'll probably be buyers in free agency and probably have a pretty heavy focus in either the trade market or the draft. TD, thoughts? Is Stefon Diggs going to be a Patriot next year?
Yeah, he's going to be a Patriot next year. And I think both of you all are crazy to think that he isn't. First of all, his deal was structured amazingly by the Patriots where they could get off, but he did his job last year. Coming fresh off of an injury like he did, he actually did his job, and I think he did it well. I mean, some could argue he just as good, if not better, than Jalen Waddle last year, and AAV of 21 million, and Waddle's getting almost 30. So the value is still there. Plus, since there's less guarantees, they could restructure the deal and salary cap him and retain him for yet another season. Now, I understand the legal ramifications that he's dealing with, but he pled not guilty, and they're going to go off of that until they know otherwise. So I think Stefon Diggs did his job, and they love what he brought to the table. He did not cry. He wasn't complaining about touches, none of that stuff. And also, let's make sure we get something straight here. Y'all trying to get rid of Diggs for them to get in the market to get another receiver? Why aren't y'all thinking in terms of they will add another receiver with Diggs? I mean, this team just went to the Super Bowl. They're going to be making moves that give them the edge to get over the hump, not regress or just replace. They're trying to get better. Diggs did well last year. They're going to add to the arsenal. So at a minimum, he has one more year in New England, and he was a good receiver for them.
See, I feel like it's a perfect storm. See, I feel like it's a perfect storm because they can retain him, right? But that means that he's owed a $20.6 million salary if he's on the roster. That's a $26 million cap hit. So you could restructure it and add a bunch of void years, but this man is going to be 33 years old next year. On top of all of his legal issues. And that's why you
restructure it on a yearly basis.
And then once you also account for the fact that these past 4 games that I'm going to just go ahead and pull up right here, 3 for 37 in the Super Bowl, 5 for 17 against the Broncos, 4 for 40 against the Texans, and 2 for 16 against the Chargers.
I mean, let's keep it honest. The Patriots did nothing offensively throughout the entire postseason. They went up against...
No, he was not a needle mover, and this is just really something Diggs has been known for even back when he was in Buffalo.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't look too deep into his stats in the postseason as a him issue. Remember, what weapons do a defense have to scheme against when they play the Patriots? Only Diggs. So obviously they want to take him away. They want to make the game so that they could take him away. And teams did that, and that happens. So, yeah, I just don't see why they would move on. I think that they'll restructure the deal, give him a signing bonus, and push some of it on the back end and keep him in New England. Give Drake Mays some consistency and continuity.
Continuity would definitely be a reason why they should retain Diggs. He got comfortable with him. Continuity is one of the most underrated elements to the success of any sport. Having the same people in the same system for multiple years, it becomes a legit threat. So I can see it from that perspective. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button on your way into the show. We're live on the AFC East Roundtable, and we're back, baby. It feels good to be here with you all. Let's go. Woo!
Well, let me tell you this. Staying on the New England Patriots, did y'all end up seeing the odds for the AFC East next year?
I did.
No,
this is a big thing.
Oh, TD, you're going to love
the
this.
New England Patriots, where it stands, this just came out, and it's not just this sports book. It's on several of them. The New England Patriots are not the favorites to win the AFC East, and the Buffalo Bills have retaken that mantle. Was the performance that bad Was the performance that bad from the New England Patriots where books are just like, okay, I've seen enough. This truly was a Mickey Mouse run. This team is nothing to sweat. Richie, thoughts on this? Do you agree? Should the Patriots be favorites going into the AFC East next year?
I think it's very disrespectful. I really do. I think that having the Patriots not as the favorites really shows you that no one really believes in what they're going to look like against a first place schedule. But we'll see. And the Bills, dude, I don't know. Like, you guys got a new coach. We'll see what they do in the offseason. It's hard to look at odds right now in February before offseason.
Yeah,
kicks
it's definitely.
in, because you never know what's going to happen, what type of personnel is going to be shifted. The Bills have a change happening, and obviously the Patriots have proved that a change in scenery at a head coach could have an immediate impact in as soon as year one. So it's not like Joe Brady doesn't have what it takes, especially with the team that is consistently in the playoffs, cannot take them over the hump immediately. And the Bills all of a sudden are the best versions of themselves. That's TD's worst nightmare. It's a possibility, man. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Well,
It kind of scares me. I'm not going to lie.
So one thing I will say,
What?
so it was a
TD, you
breath
don't
of
see that
fresh
happening?
air. And so it was a breath of fresh air when I heard TD finally come down to the Patriots a couple of episodes ago. It's like, thank God, I was waiting for this.
He's
I was
gonna be
waiting
right
for
back.
him just
That
to
was nothing.
rain down on the awful performance we saw from this team in the Super Bowl. But TD, objectively speaking, put yourself in the shoes of the bookmakers right now. Why are the New England Patriots not favorited to win the AFC East next year based off of this previous?
I think what it is, people love to forget how trash Josh Allen is at times. No, seriously, objectively. That's not no. You see, let's be honest here for a second.
Yeah.
And you led the charge, Dan. Did Josh Allen make you happy this year?
No, he did not make me happy this year.
Was he the reason
So to
why
say
y'all
he's
lost?
trash is kind of.
Was he a major reason why you lost this year? Why it all came crumbling down at the end? I ain't say the only reason, but a major reason.
So I'd probably put about 75 to 80% of the reason why we didn't win the division on him.
Which is massive.
No, I'd say 90% actually. 90% was on Josh Allen's shoulders for not
In the playoff game?
winning. And the playoff loss was as close to 100% as humanly possible on Josh Allen for that. Yes, that I agree with there.
But they love forgetting about that. That's the point.
Mm-hmm.
They love forgetting. Like it was such a blemish at the moment for the week or two. It was, yeah, he was bad. But now it's all faded away and people forgot about that. And now the new season is upon us. And it's, Josh Allen, the head of the division. Yeah, they're the favorite because they got that guy, but they're forgetting. And that's why they have him up there like that, because the people who are betting, they automatically just feel like Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the division. And that's where they're wrong. Drake May is better than Josh Allen. It doesn't matter how bad Drake May was in the playoffs.
You think that?
No,
Right now?
No. So
After year one?
Richie,
After
that
that year?
question alone actually proves my point, and here's why. We left the regular season with an agreement that Drake May had a better season. But the playoffs, Drake May was not great. But when you really think about it, he was better than Josh Allen in the playoffs.
No. He wasn't. He once again broke a bunch of records previously against the Jacksonville Jaguars during that wild card weekend. The difference and why I refuse to crown Drake May yet, and he's young, he's a good quarterback. I have Aiden Crow, and I have said that he's a good quarterback. Yes, Josh Allen had a awful playoff game against the Denver Broncos, but Josh Allen's resume has so many record-breaking, incredible playoff performances, and where Drake May stands, he has a whopping 0.
See, we going off
zero exceptional. And then
you look at the history.
I also saw something where Drake May only had 2 passing touchdowns against teams with an above 500 record this year.
Okay.
We've seen Josh Allen level up his game against the best.
Yeah.
We have not seen that from Drake May. Point blank.
Josh Allen has had a better career than Drake May.
And he's also stepped up against better opponents and bigger opportunities, because obviously he has what he has over Drake May is experience, right?
Yeah.
We have to let Drake May breathe before we say he's better than Josh Allen.
Where did that experience get him this year?
I'm just saying in totality.
Same place he got Drake May.
Are we judging them just off one
To the
season?
Super Bowl?
Same place he got Drake May. You once told
Let's
me that
not
if you don't win it, it's
Drake
meaningless.
May has done something that Josh Allen has never done. Gone to a Super Bowl.
Because of him?
Yes,
He
but
contributed.
again, yes, but again, wins aren't a quarterback stat. This is the perfect example behind this. Like, you saw how he performed in the playoffs, and then again, he's in the Super Bowl. I would not put a lot of the credit at all on Drake May for advancing in each and every single playoff round
Because
this
he
year.
beat C.J. Stroud and
See,
Stidham.
This is
And
where
to get,
this is where
Like
he's better than Josh Allen.
and he
now
looked
'cause
like
beat
crap
those
versus
guys.
every single
he was
defense.
better than
So
Josh Allen all
look,
season.
look, just because I'm saying that I think my guy is a better QB doesn't mean that I think Drake May is a bad quarterback. But what was over Drake May's shoulders all year this year was that, hey, you had a historically easy schedule and a historically very easy playoff run. The beauty about it is, TD, is that next year the Patriots have the 6th hardest schedule in the NFL.
Mhm.
So say that he can go out there and mimic even remotely similar production that he did last year, then I am willing to open up and have that
And win
conversation.
an MVP that Josh Allen has.
Absolutely. He would well, come on, Richie. I mean, you could argue
Did I say
that
something
too.
wrong?
Yeah,
Did I say
you could
something not
argue that
factual?
too, because Drake May did exactly what Josh Allen did and didn't get it.
No, he didn't.
And
Josh
did
Allen's
not
MVP
get it.
season.
Josh Allen shouldn't have been the MVP last year. Let's just be honest.
Well,
Lamar
I agree with.
Jackson
Lamar
should
should
have
have won it, but still, Josh Allen had an MVP season.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Did Drake May not
you
have
know
an
what,
MVP
though?
season?
And so
Did
you
he
know
not
what,
play
though?
on the MVP level,
Life
being a
isn't
runner-up,
fair.
one vote shy? Come on, man.
Yeah. So the beauty about it is that life isn't fair. In 20 years from now, people are going to look
True.
back on that MVP voting and they're going to see Josh Allen's name, and no one's ever going to remember that so-and-so should have won it. That's the
And
beauty of it all.
How can we take TD Finn's talk seriously anymore when he said with a straight face?
Y'all asked
and
me
he
to
said
be
it-
honest and objective,
said-
and I'm being that.
No, but after this take you had that you said multiple times with a straight face that Drake May is going to be better than Tom Brady when he retires.
Mhm.
How can we take you seriously after having a take like that?
Who said it?
So,
You said that not once.
So-
and
I
I like
know, but who
made
said
sure
it
that
couldn't?
so
you
one thing
still
I
stand on that
find,
take.
No, I don't
gotta
still
ask you that.
stand on
Yeah.
it. But
You
at the
still have
moment,
that opinion.
trajectory. I thought the NFL was setting it up to be exactly storybook
Yeah.
like it was with Brady.
so
That's
one
what
thing I
How
find
can we take
really,
you seriously saying Drake May's better than Josh Allen after that? Come on.
He better than Josh Allen though.
so one thing I find very interesting too, because a lot of Patriots fans are saying, "Don't worry, we'll be back next year." I don't feel like people acknowledge how difficult it is to get back to the Super Bowl each and every single year. Not unless you have like a generational talent. Look at all the guys that have made their first Super Bowl and lost. It is crazy of how many guys ultimately ended up winning one in their career. Most recently was Jalen Hurts, but before him was back in like 1988 was the last time, was Montana, I wanted to say. The last time a quarterback that made his Super Bowl debut lost the first game and then never returned. It is staggering. Like look at Burrow, for example. Same thing with him. So many different QBs that had a shot statistically.
Did Mahomes win his
Very
first
difficult.
one?
Brady beat him.
That wasn't his first
Well,
one.
no,
I
like
thought
once
that
he
was
made
his
it to the
second.
Super Bowl, he won his first one. So
That's what
once
I'm
Mahomes
asking.
made it to the
Mahomes'
Super Bowl,
first Super Bowl
Who was that
appearance, did he
against?
win?
yeah, his first Super Bowl appearance, he won it, and then he was back.
Who was
But
that against?
that was against the Chiefs' first Super Bowl. Was it Rams?
No, that was Bengals Rams.
No, because the Rams would have won.
No, it was the first Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl. Dang,
Niners.
dude. See, nobody
49ers?
remembers second place. Niners.
be.
Yeah, Niners.
Might be.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Shanahan, of course.
I
likes to
think
win matches.
I think you guys don't understand my football philosophy when it comes to these quarterbacks. I always talk about great and elite quarterbacks. They are great in the regular season and they get you to the postseason. In the wild card round, you ask for them to show up more than they need to. But once you get to that divisional conference and Super Bowl, that's where I truly do believe it is a team effort. It's not on the quarterback solely. That's what I believe about football. It's your elite quarterback or great quarterback's job to get you to that point. But at that point, because both teams are great and all of that, that's where the full team has to get it done. So
I
this
agree.
notion of, well, he lost in the Super Bowl and all of that,
And look
I
at
don't put
Seattle,
things
man.
like that just solely on them.
And look at the Super Bowl champions. Like, that's the most complete football team in the whole league. They were the first seed in the NFC for a reason. They're dominant on all three phases of the ball. They can run it all over the place. They can get after you on defense. They can win on special teams. They can beat you through the air. It's rare to have a, like, that's really it. This is a team league. And also, I would say about the playoffs this year, I want to get your guys' thoughts of this real quick. I think that we are entering a new era of the NFL where it's more defensive heavy. Remember early 2020s, it was offensive happy and just air rated. That's when Mahomes kind of came on the scene, throwing 50 passing touchdowns, Joe Burrow slinging it everywhere. I feel like the playoffs, at least, you saw defenses winning games by forcing turnovers. You saw sloppy offense and more elite defenses. Do you think this offseason we're going to see more of a blitz by these teams to improve their defense because they're realizing that right there could be the backbone of a Super Bowl winning team?
It's funny with the NFL because it does go through phases, right? Like back when it was the air raid like era, most defenses were your traditional downhill type linebacker, big body, hard hitting guys. But then what defenses did was that they transitioned to more lighter fronts, more speedy, athletic secondary players. And then now this offense, what they're trying to do here is that now they're trying to transition into a hell of a lot more 12 and 13 personnel. That's how they're trying to attack this. Eventually, once they get way too big bodied in a physical offense, you're going to start to see that transition back into a big bodied defense. It's just a never ending cycle when it comes into the NFL. It is a copycat league. And I think we might have another 2 years of the defensive minded type football in this league. If you were to ask me,
I was literally just going to say, I think we're 2 years away from it. Some teams are catching on sooner than others. And I said this 2 years ago. I said, we're about to enter the defensive era. And the teams that realize it 4 years later, they're already behind, because the teams that's in the defensive era now, in about 2 years, they're going to be switching the offense, getting ahead of the switch. Yep. There's a key to this that a lot of people don't recognize. You got to be ahead of the wave. And
that's why the Dolphins just hired a defensive-minded head coach. That's why the Jets got a head coach that's about to start calling defensive plays. And that's why the Bills are going backwards, hiring an offensive mind. Ooh, this ain't 2020. Why hiring Joe Brady for?
But here's the problem, Richie. To be quite honest with you, me and you getting a defensive coach, we're already behind. Because as they
I got mine last year. And now you're
ahead of it a little more. So, but
and obviously he has to prove himself. He's proven to be trash.
You're already behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, I agree, and I think Aaron Glenn actually taking the play calling on defense I actually like it the more I think about it after seeing how Mike McDonald called the defensive plays for the Seahawks, and now Saleh, who did not call the plays for the Jets on defense, he's calling plays for the Titans. You're seeing more head coaches start calling plays on defense more, which used to be a more delegated approach. If you're a defensive-minded head coach, you usually delegate that to your defensive coordinator. Now we're seeing head coaches take on play calling duties as defensive minds, which I think is new.
Yeah.
When was the last defensive head coach that called plays before
Bill? Maybe
he didn't call them.
See what I mean? That's what I mean. This is a new era.
Flores,
isn't Minter as well for the Ravens? He's calling plays for them too.
Is Mike McDonald call plays for the Seahawks too? I wanted to say.
Yeah, no, he has. That's what I'm saying. That's a brand new coach.
Yeah.
And he did it to win a Super Bowl. And I got Jesse Minter going to Baltimore. Is Jeff Hafley calling plays? You don't know yet.
That's a great question.
Did Saleh call plays in New York?
No, he did not. But now he is with Tennessee.
Yeah, see
what I mean? There's like a new thing happening.
Yeah.
He learned from his.
You know what Saleh said, actually? He's like, yeah, sometimes I felt like I was just the red challenge guy. I was just watching the game. I had a great front row seat. That's what he said. I feel like I had no responsibilities now calling plays as a head coach. I'm like, oh yeah, Saleh, that's how you coach the Jets? You just sit back, you're just the red challenge guy, just having the best seat in the house watching football.
Jets terrible.
Hey, well, you know what, man? I'm very interested to see how Saleh does in Tennessee.
I'm actually high on Tennessee this year. I just made a TikTok about it.
Watch that man make him a player. How difficult of a pill would it be to swallow if Robert Saleh turns Tennessee into a playoff team like next year as a Jets fan?
We're numb to it, bro. It's expected. You kidding me? It's all we know. Where everyone that leaves us, and don't forget who the head coach is for the Arizona Cardinals is.
It's Mike LaFleur.
Do you know where he started?
With the Jets, I'm assuming.
Offensive coordinator under Saleh. So we have Saleh leaving, and we had his offensive coordinator he hired getting a head coaching job. So there's former Jets everywhere. Sam Darnold goes to win the Super Bowl. It's what we're familiar with as Jets fans. Am I right? And I think that transitions us right into the latest news with the New York Jets, because there's a lot of interesting stuff going on around the NFL with the Jets. And I want to ask you guys a question, or basically just, you can obviously guess who the answer is now that we are talking about the Jets. But guess who has the most dead money in the entire NFL?
The Jets. I saw your TikTok, man. I'm a big fan of your TikTok.
Are you now?
Oh yeah, big
That's
fan.
That's what an honor, first of all. So Dan, can you undo your screen so I can share mine? The New York Jets have the most dead money in the entire National Football League because of Joe Douglas adding void years to all of the contracts. And some people don't really understand what void years are. Void years is a strategy that can be done if done correct. And now the New York Jets have a lot of money from those void years that they added. So the Jets have over $90 million of dead cap, as you can see, leading the entire NFL, even more than the Saints and the Eagles. Well, the Saints have been in cap misery forever. And you may be wondering, where is this money coming from? Where is it coming from? Well, as we all can assume,
Garrett Wilson, Cowboy Quinnen Williams.
Who's the number one guy that's eating all of it?
Aaron Rodgers.
Bingo. Aaron Rodgers, $35 million. We're still paying Aaron Rodgers. And Garrett Wilson, we gave him a contract extension, TD. There's no dead money on that. His cap hit's actually really low this year. It's starting next year. But we're talking dead money.
Yeah, that's what we were telling you 2 years ago, me and Dan. That the dead money
About
on the
what?
back end. When you're
About
like,
what?
oh, he saved the team money. He took he lowered it. Man, that's still it's dead money on the back end. And
Yeah,
now
we
y'all
are aware. He restructured the deal, but he took he could have asked for more, but he took less. We knew that he was pushing the money down. That's not foreign news. But if you're talking back when he took a quote-unquote pay cut, he did. When he initially signed the deal. But we don't need to go into
y'all
that.
were going to pay for it 2 years later.
We knew that, but it would have been more than what it is. This 35 would have been more.
Yeah.
That's what you're missing. So you see it on your screen. Go ahead.
First off, I will preface this by saying, Richie, don't feel too bad because Miami is about to leapfrog you here in just a couple of days.
Man, leave us alone.
When they take $99 million in dead money on Tua.
We're not taking 99. Stop buying into that.
Gosh, $99
Oh yeah, man.
million.
Who's picking up that
No.
contract, man?
No.
Who's going to help pay for Tua's contract in the trade market? That's another conversation. We'll save that for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
That's actually the Dolphins topic, man. Look at that. We are.
We're going to get into the
go.
Dolphins, but
how I look at dead money is with dead money has never really been much of a concern to me. I sort of relate it to like you buy a product and like you end up giving it away to a friend, right? Like way too soon, right before you truly ended up getting the value of what you spent. It's money that's already been paid to that particular player, and it doesn't really affect your spending that said year. So as far as Jets dead money, I would anticipate that a brand new team that has a brand new head coach that came in the season before that made the decision of walking away from Aaron Rodgers, from walking away from Sauce Gardner. This was all a part of the plan. I haven't had a chance to take a look at what your available cap spend is now.
That's what I was about to go into next.
But I don't think it's all that bad. I still think that you can make some strategic moves, and a lot of those names are about to be off of your books. Yeah, it sucks that you didn't get the value you wanted from Aaron Rodgers, but void years are a very interesting strategy point of being able to, kick money down the road and only have it affect your books, even when that particular player is not on your roster anymore.
Yeah, good teams execute it pretty well, and I don't blame you.
Yeah, with dead money's never really been much of a concern to me.
They went in. They went all in for the Super Bowl. They bring in Aaron Rodgers. They have to. They had no choice, and they failed.
I don't understand why people think that way about dead money. That's $91 million they could be using this year to make their roster better.
In the previous regime, so Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are inheriting this. This is not.
Of course. So I'm just saying in general, dead money sucks. I mean, you could have been using that.
I mean, not to go into another sport, it's completely different, but that's how the Dodgers in baseball are ruining everything. They're deferring all of their money. So their money is these next 5 years for the Dodgers are low, but they just keep deferring it is the word they use in there, which is basically the same thing. I think that the interesting thing about the Jets, though, TD and Dan, is they have the most dead money, but on the other side, they have the fourth most cap space to spend. So it doesn't really hurt them. They got just under $80 million, with it probably going to go up after they give Justin Fields a post-June 1st designation, and they're going to make some more removes, more restructures. So it's not like the Jets are not strapped for cash. That's the good thing here. Having this top 5 cap space after being number 1 in dead money is pretty good. So the Jets are going to be able to add some pieces to the puzzle. And a lot of that dead money, too, is from Sauce Gardner, Quinn, and Williams. They ate some of that money so they can get that lucrative capital. Those 2 firsts from Sauce, a first and a second, which was smart. I'd rather eat $20 million of dead money by trading them away and eating some of their money if that means we're going to get premium draft picks like the Jets did. So it's not a big deal in my opinion. And I think that the Jets with top 5 cap space, they're in a good spot to spend.
Say that it's dead money from a player that forced his way out, right? Like, for example, I always look at the Stefon Diggs when he forced his way out of Buffalo. We signed him to a brand new contract, and his new contract would have started that next season as far as accounting purposes. That sort of dead money pisses me off. But if, for example, you're going out and you're trying to just make sure that you keep the band together and you add a couple of void years here and there, it's expected, right? And so the Buffalo Bills just added $29 million in dead money just 3 days ago from 5 different players. Most of them we aren't going to bring back. But I wouldn't lose sleep over it, Rich, especially since you have quite a bit to spend this offseason.
Well, the problem with the Jets and their dead money, the dead money is the dead money. But the problem with their $79 million in cap space, all that cap space, that ain't a lot of cap space, and here's why. Because you ain't got nobody good on the roster. You have nobody.
True. We don't have a lot, but we do have some.
You don't have much. So if you have a lot of
reframe it to much instead of anybody, it's disrespect.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you got $80 million in cap space, it sounds good until you look at the roster and be like, we don't even have nothing. So you gotta, it's basically going out and spending money trying to replace Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner and all of those guys.
You're forgetting something big. Those guys are not being replaced with money. Those guys are being hopefully replaced in the draft where they have 4 picks in the top 44. Premium picks. That is big. But you're just forgetting that. You're not replacing Sauce and Quinnen with money. You're doing it in the draft.
If you can hit. If you can hit,
of course. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but that's not the philosophy. The Jets are not like, all right, we can only improve our roster with $79 million. The Jets don't just have a traditional draft coming up. They got a boatload of picks, and if they can be smart and hit on those picks, that's what's going to make or break their success. That's really what it comes down to. And they're also, if you look at their books, a lot of that dead money frees up next year, and there's nobody that they're paying a lot of money next year besides Garrett Wilson. They're going to have a ridiculous amount of cap space next year and 3 first-round picks. So they're set up. It's just a matter of, are they going to hit on these picks and in the free agency class? But, of course, the big mystery is the quarterback. Where do you guys think? What's your prediction right now? You win $100,000 if you get it correct. In chat, I want you to participate. Who is the Jets starting quarterback week 1? Because I think that is the biggest mystery of the offseason. Who is it?
Let me tell you.
Who's your prediction?
Let me tell you who I really think would be your best option of who's available. Youth, has a sense of mobility that I think would pair very well with the quality of offensive line you have built over in New York. I think that Garrett Wilson and him would probably have a bit of solid chemistry. I think you have a pretty good run game that's going to assist him as well.
Who'd you
Kyler
say?
Murray. Kyler Murray
wow.
is going to be my pick for the New York Jets. I think it makes sense. I think it would be pricey. In fact, I'm going to go on ahead and pull up.
Let me just save you right there. The only way the Jets are getting Kyler, it better be signing him after he gets released, because I do not want to inherit that contract.
Signing him
Speaking about
after
money,
he is released.
That would be ridiculous.
Signing him after he is released, you would owe him $22.8 million in his base salary. His signing bonus has already been paid to him. Roster bonus has already been paid.
This is if he's traded or released?
That's if he's traded. So you would only be responsible for his $22.8 million base salary. Signing bonus was already paid to him. He already got that.
But the future years are what's scary.
His option bonus was already paid to him. I need to double check if roster bonuses are already prepaid to them at signing or if that's a year trigger type thing.
Yeah, but in like the next 3 years, those guaranteed cap hits are really high, aren't they?
Well, let me show you, my friend. Let me show you. And one thing you need to understand when it comes into contracts, this cap hit number that you see, a lot of the times that includes the signing bonus that they get once they sign said contract. So this would not be a $52 million cap hit on the Jets because
that's on the Cardinals.
Yeah, this signing bonus, this proration was already paid to Kyler once he signed it. So that's on the Cardinals. That's going to go with their dead cap.
Pretty cheap.
Right?
What about the roster
And the
bonus?
Cardinals will also pay a portion of his salary just to get a trade to go through.
Yeah, you would probably end up getting that. I want to say that roster bonus and then base salary is what the Jets would be responsible for.
I don't want him.
Yep. The roster bonus would be, yeah, you'd be like probably paying about $34.7 million. But then again, you could restructure that immediately. And he does have an out after the 2028 season as well, where you could walk away. So it's not awful. It's not awful. But again, I guess it just depends on what sort of swing you want to take. Are you guys trying to hold off for the quarterback class next year, or are you actually trying to roll the dice and find somebody that could work?
I don't think Kyler Murray is a quarterback that fits what the Jets are trying to do. I think he needs himself to go somewhere if he wants to be the next Sam Darnold, if you will. The Jets is not where he needs to be. I think that, TD, I want to let you give your prediction of who you think the Jets quarterback is going to be. Dan's vote is Kyler. You can go, and then I will go after you. And I see the chat saying some interesting players.
So I'm probably going to anger a lot of Dolphin fans with this, but I think the Jets' next quarterback is going to be Malik Willis with Green Bay. One reason why I believe so, first of all, he keeps getting linked to the Dolphins because of the relationship. He's actually going to be a free agent. So this is going to be a bidding situation. And I think his upside and his ability to develop over the years is very intriguing. And I think the Jets will offer him a 3-year deal where he does an average somewhere around $30 million. And yes, his market will be risen because there'll be about 4 teams trying to bring him into their organization, and the Dolphins being one. And I think his skill set is more so what the Jets need and Miami. I would love him in Miami, but I think he's a solid player right now who has an opportunity to get the reins and actually develop. He's mobile. He has a big frame, body build. And technically, if anybody's going to be that next dude that we're wondering, can a guy blossom in the league? I think he truly does have an opportunity to take that next step. I could see the Jets pursuing him and him having to make a decision where he wants to go. Miami, New York. He's already used to cold weather, all of that stuff. I could see him being a Jet next year.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that Malik Willis was the first guy I even thought of when we started getting into offseason mode for the Jets, when I looked at who's available in free agency, especially after he filled in for Love. He feels like another Justin Fields, not as a player. They're totally different, just in terms of a free agent that's young, that has some type of potential that you can just hit a flyer on. And the big question, though, is are the Jets drafting a quarterback? That's the big elephant in the room as well, because you got to find your guy in the draft. And maybe they're waiting for 2027 when you have a loaded class with 3 first-round picks where you have the ammo to trade up if you don't get that first pick. But let's hope the Colts own the first overall pick next year. So that's the Jets. Can they get some luck? How about the Chicago Bears? Like, we were talking about how lucky they are. They have the Panthers pick, and they get the first pick because they got the Panthers pick. Can you imagine that, owning another team's pick, and it's the first overall pick? Imagine being the Panthers. Yikes. But there is a quarterback that was linked to the Jets, and I want to get your guys' thoughts about this.
Yes.
And his name is Derek Carr.
Oh, yeah. I remember this storyline.
Can you,
I remember
Dan,
this.
undo your screen share?
Yeah, most definitely, man.
So Derek Carr, there's rumors that he's going to unretire, and this is him and his brother talking about Aaron Glenn and Jets fans recently.
I love Aaron Glenn.
I love
Glenn's
Aaron
a good
Glenn.
friend.
Great golfer, good friend.
Okay, love Aaron Glenn. Okay, I talk to him whenever it's viable. All right. Okay, I love Aaron Glenn. Okay?
It might be viable soon.
Okay,
Your green sweatshirt.
You're wearing green?
Yeah.
Mine was for Christmas tree.
Yeah, me too.
All right, listen. I love him, but I also love Jet fans. Here's why. Okay,
I can't believe you're saying
I threw.
this.
I checked
Low
Cover
Jet
Zero
fans.
little deal. I throw this game winner.
Yeah.
Henry
Yeah,
Ruggs.
it's
Okay,
beautiful.
Jet fans, because we helped them get a worse draft pick, donated to Valley Children's Hospital.
Oh, that's cool.
They're like, Derek, I got so many tweets. Thank you so much.
That's cool.
And Valley Children's even was like telling me, we're getting so many.
So Jets fans donated to his charity because he beat us in I don't know if you guys remember that game, and then the Jets end up getting a better draft pick. But Derek Carr, could he come out of retirement? Could he be a Jet? Is there anything left in the tank? I think it's an interesting little, thing there. There's rumors that he does want to come out of retirement. He is healthy. Remember, he retired because he had a shoulder injury that people were telling him to get surgery. He did not want to get surgery, so he went the natural route, and now apparently he's healed fully and experiencing full rotation and training. Is it worth to kick the tires on a 34-year-old Carr, or is that just a typical Jet move and he's going to be here and be trash?
First off, he wants to go to a contender. That's number one. So that eliminates y'all automatically. Number two,
Amen.
What are y'all doing, Richie? I mean, y'all need to find a viable prospect that can shock you and be the guy. And
Well,
whether
you're still
they
gonna
are or
draft
not.
someone if you bring in Derek Carr, of course.
Yeah, I could see that. But no, y'all playing games now.
Because the problem with the Jets and the Dolphins are going to feel the same thing. Any team that's in the market for a quarterback, the market is awful.
Stop worrying about
Dan's
it.
prediction of Kyler Murray, that is the best option. And
It
I
quite
don't want him.
literally is.
Yeah, like
It quite literally is
objectively,
the best option.
that is
you have.
that is the best option. Kirk Cousins is another
I
name.
think Kyler's
Marcus
the best.
Mariota.
Oh,
Just in terms of,
110%.
I mean, not to say he's going to be great where he goes, but in terms of
Listen,
you weigh the
tradable, Kyle.
options.
So
No, yeah, trade's different. I feel
Yeah.
more like free agents.
yeah,
That are available right here, right now, and there's
Yeah.
not a lot. There's not a lot, and there's no quarterback that's going to be traded besides.
So
Tua,
what
and Tua
Kyler
stinks.
brings, so what Kyler brings you an immediate raised floor, and that's the best in the business. As far as Malik Willis, yeah, like his 4 games with Green Bay, like helping out Love when he was injured, like were certainly impressive. But I mean, and so is he truly a guy that can go out there and win 17 games or be like hyper competitive and consistent 17 games? I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Like with Kyler is probably the safest, and that's not the best. That's not the best thing to say because he's awful. I don't think that he's a good quarterback. I think that he is incapable of seeing in the middle of the field. So, somebody put something interesting in the chat, Richie. How would you feel about famous Jameis Winston as a bridge leading up into the draft class next year?
I would want another veteran next to him and a rookie. And you know what quarterback is on the Jets roster? Former AFC East member that they signed at the end of the season, Bailey Zappi. So Bailey Zappi right now is a Jet. So he's
the
gonna be a Jet
Zappinator.
this year. So
Oh,
he
wait.
was. Remember him, TD?
Yeah, oh, trust me, I do. I actually got a good one for you, Richie.
Zach Wilson. Not happening.
Why not? Sam worked out. Yay. Y'all might.
Hey, hear me out on this one. How about Mac Jones?
Mac Jones
Trade.
trade
That would
for.
be trade.
It's Macaroni Jones from San Francisco.
I would
No,
take Mac, but if it wasn't
I
a
believe
trade.
he's going to get traded, though. It's just a matter of where, because
San Francisco's trying to play the thing that, oh, no, he's not for sale. Give me a break.
that's driving
Yeah,
the
but
price.
if you're the
up again.
49ers,
Give me a break.
if you're the Niners, why would you trade Mac Jones? You have an injured,
Because-
riddled Brock
because
Purdy that you
Purdy
can't.
gets hurt too
Yeah.
often now.
If I'm the Niners, I don't care what unless people are offering a boatload, of course, but I wouldn't trade Mac Jones if I'm the Niners, especially with Brock Purdy, who's proven to be injury prone. You have a guy that you feel like you can win with behind him. I think that's something that the Niners should not do. Trade them
So
away.
we have the chat in here going crazy. Someone just said Will Levis. Oh, man.
Well,
What?
we'll see. Let us know in the comments where you think the Jets are going to go at quarterback, and we shall see. Let us know if you stay to the end of the video. We appreciate it. Let's get into the super chats. Dan, let's get to it. It's been a minute. Smoke.
Been a minute. Smoke Bob. Gotcha, brother. It's been a minute since I smoked Bob. There you go. There you go.
What up, boys? First things first, go USA Hockey, baby. Dan, our opponents are easier than we think. Consider travel. It's LA, Oakland. Go back to Oakland. Super Bowl 61. Let's go.
Super Bowl 61 in LA, man. Hey. Let's see how the offseason goes. And I'll hop on the train.
Richie Fresh is back. Saw a model mocking up Dolphins Bears Super Bowl. Remind me to Lance Armstrong my sack if that happens. Dan, Bill going to Super Bowl 61. Why you ask? Because 0 expected.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it, man.
Another super chat, our final one for now. Thank you so much for the generosity. Mac Jones will be the starting QB for the Jets when the season starts. There you go. That is, if the Jets trade for him, I don't know. And the problem that the Jets are in, like they need to win now, but they can't. It's such a mess. But we'll move right along, man. We'll move right along. I want to let you guys know about a proud sponsor of the Roundtable Sports World. I think you guys know them very, very well, as they just so happen to be Sleeper. Yes, they can now offer you picks, bet on spreads, bet on everything you possibly can imagine right here on Sleeper, folks, because Sleeper Picks is live, and you guys get a $100 deposit match when you use our code RTS. You pick your way. You can pick players, teams, spreads, totals, you name it, on the Sleeper app. So they just launched this brand new feature. It's unbelievable. Over 13 million active users on their app. It's ridiculous. And now you can literally bet on futures. You can bet on who's going to go and draft where the Jets going to go with this second overall pick. You can even gamble on. So please bet responsibly, but you can now bet on games. You can bet on futures. You can do all that fun stuff, something they've not had ever on their app until now. So shout out to them.
It's pretty dope. Yeah.
What
Shout
the heck
out to them. Shout
is
out
going
to
on with the
them.
Miami Dolphins?
Indeed.
What is going on with the Miami Dolphins? What do we need to know, TD Fins Talk? Because I saw a purge of their roster this past week. I've seen them get rid of everybody. It's starting to get ugly. And I'm just going to keep saying it, man, because everything I said that's going to happen to these Miami Dolphins back before last season started has come to fruition. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying I've been telling you all along. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. All I'm saying is I've been trying to tell you, and you've been ignoring me from the jump, and now you're accepting the truth because it's in front of your face.
We're just cleaning house,
My flowers, man.
We're just cleaning house. That's all we're doing as an organization. Everybody already knows we got a new general manager and a new coaching staff. So they're going through the books and they're saying, hey, who's worthy of being here and who's not? So Tyreek, Miami Dolphin, he's going to be highly coveted. So if your team, and you know, the crazy thing is all three teams in this division could use a Tyreek Hill coming fresh off of an injury. So that price is going to be reasonable. Then we also moved on from James Daniel. Quick story about him. He is a premier guard in the NFL. The problem is he only played 3 snaps for the Miami Dolphins. He was actually our big acquisition last year in offseason. He only played 3 snaps and got hurt. and we were optimistic he was going to come back by the end of the season and never made it back. So the Dolphins decided to just go ahead and cut him. So there's a good guard out there available on the market next year if he's healthy. I'll just put it like that. And then two more, Nick Westbrook-Ikini, not a big time guy, wide receiver. We moved on from, save peanuts with. And lastly, there's one more that we moved on from. I don't know why I'm running a blank.
James
here.
Daniels.
No, I already got James Daniels.
Was like a fourth string wide receiver.
No, I already got him. Nick Westbrook-Ikini, and I already got James Daniels, the guard, and I already got Tyreek, the receiver. Why am I running a blank? Bradley Chubb. Got it. And Bradley Chubb is available, pass rusher. It just sounds like Buffalo written all over it because that's what they like to do. Older pass rushers that might can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Dolphins are they're clearing cap space, and they finally got cap compliant. So we have $3 million right now, but there's ways we can get more money as well. And today, the breaking news was Minkah Fitzpatrick. Several teams are in conversations with the Dolphins to bring Minkah Fitzpatrick in. All pro Minkah Fitzpatrick, that is. He did play really well for the Dolphins last year, but he never wanted to be here. He was disgruntled. He was a part of that Ramsey-Pittsburgh trade. And then in Pittsburgh got a younger guy, cheaper guy over there. So they sent Minkah back home to Miami, but he never wanted to be here. And today you found out that they are actively in the process of potentially trading him, and several people have reached out and they're having conversations. So look for him to be gone soon as well. And then you got a right tackle to look out for in Austin Jackson potentially as well. So the Dolphins are doing a real purge, but the real story is going to be what I know Dan wants to talk about. What's the status on Waddle? I think all of these guys are going to be available one way or another. And the Dolphins are just going to have a fresh reset, restart.
Well, so there's one question that I really need to get your 2 cents from. All right, because it's pretty clear that you have a contract hanging over your head. Sounds like, based off of reports, that you are looking to move away from Tua one way or the other, whether or not that it's a trade partner. But it was reported that they're also not going to drag this out. If they can't find a trade partner, they are just simply going to move on. Now, I have to ask you this.
2 weeks. We'll know within 2 weeks.
Say that the Miami Dolphins move on from Tua from today through March 13th. They would have a $99.2 million dead cap hit.
So let me pause you real quick, Dan, right there on the $99 million. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Not even possible. Nobody's talking about that. That would be the implications if they did, but they can't even afford to do that because that would put us negative 50 plus million in the cap.
Yes, you would have minus $42.9 million taking away from your available spend. And with all the moves that you made, I'm pretty sure you're cap compliant where it stands.
$3 million.
That would put you back under. You would need to do a lot more restructures and cuts.
And we don't have the players to do that with.
Yeah. So what's the option here? You could post June 1st release him. You could designate him there where you split the dead cap 67.4 to 31 and you lose minus $11.1 million against the cap. But I mean, obviously that's not going to go up against your books until well after free agency and the draft. Yeah. Is this what you think is going to happen? A post June 1st designated release? Or what are your thoughts here?
It's going to be a post June 1st, but right now they're trying to find a trade partner first for post June 1st. If you see that gives us a little bit more relief. That's the best option, a post June 1st trade. So they're going to try to figure that out with an organization within the next 2 weeks. If they can't figure that out by the league opening of the league year, they're going to post June 1st so that they don't eat an additional $4 million of a roster bonus that he's pretty much due the first league year. So those two bottom options are the most favorable options. Now they can trade him pre-June 1st as well, which is a option. So Either way, the best thing is the trade, both scenarios, and then post June 1st release if you can't find a partner, or you just ride it out with Tua one more year.
Or you just ride it out with Tua one more year, certainly handcuffed to him. Now, fun fact, you cannot designate an NFL trade as a post-June 1st transaction if you were to get it done in April or in March. It actually has to be executed after June 1st. So,
well, you can set it up with the team. It's just that you'll have to do it post-June 1st.
Yeah. You would need that in order to have that cap implication at least somewhat light from there. Richie, thoughts on this? Your prediction, is Miami just going to bite the bullet, right? Just maybe make a couple of extra cuts, some more restructures to, sort of fix this cap nightmare that would happen of releasing Tua today? Or do they wait? Or is he a Miami Dolphin again next year? Talk to me.
Well, first of all, getting to just the cuts that they've done up until the Tua situation, this needs to happen. It needs to get ugly. And it's going to. This is going to be a dark season for the Miami Dolphins, but it has to be. You need this rebuild. And I said it already, but like what the Jets went through last year, the Miami Dolphins about to go through in their own way. And I argue it could be even worse because the Jets didn't have that big of a contract to inherit. We have Aaron Rodgerses that we're still paying, and you're going to be doing the same with Tua. It's way deeper, right? The Jets have the most dead cap in the league, but we got way more cap space than the Dolphins this year. So you're going to be in an interesting spot. You're going to rely on coaching and development and drafting. You got to draft well, bro. You need this GM of yours to hit on this first class, because if you get a good class of guys that fill out the roster and could show starting potential that you can find in day 2 and day 3, and you get a star in the round 1, and of course you find maybe a quarterback, but it really just comes down to them hitting on those pieces, and this coaching staff has to prove it. It's a first-year head coach, first-year general manager. They don't even have an identity. That's going to be starting to build, and they're going to go through this terrible time because the previous regime, Chris Greer, built this team to win every single year, and it just always came up short, and now you got to eat it, and it's what has to be done, because if you had a guy coming in here and just like, let's just go all in a win right now, and you're just going to be buried into a deeper hole. You're as deep as you are into the, rebuilding mode that you're going to get into. This is where the rebuild officially begins. It's going to take a year or two, and then maybe if you hit on all those things, you're going to be better on the other side of it. But of course, who's your quarterback?
One thing I'll say is I like the trend of the teams who have gone through what we're about to go through. The last team that dealt with it were the Denver Broncos. They ate it all, but look at where they are now. And then before that, same player, they dealt with it, the Seattle Seahawks.
But you know what the Denver Broncos have that you don't?
What?
What made them so good?
What we're about to get, a quarterback.
Something more important than that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They went after and traded for Sean Payton.
Oh, we got a great
proven. Coach. Oh, okay. You guys got a Sean Payton.
It might be better.
Oh, yeah. First time head coach Jeff Hafley from the Green Bay Packers could be better than Sean Payton, who was a head coach for how long with the New Orleans Saints, and how successful was he? It was the aggression of getting a Sean Payton and drafting a quarterback for the Broncos. That's how they were able to do that. It's not like they're just snap their fingers, right?
So we might have it. We don't know, Richie.
I'm just saying you don't have anything right now. In order for you to become the Broncos, you got to let Hafley just be the guy that tanks, and then you get a new coach, a proven coach in a year or two.
Wow.
Because, I mean, he's unproven. Now, we don't know anything about this guy. I'm not saying he's going to be bad. I'm not saying that's guaranteed you're going to fire him. But, I mean, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about this guy?
Oh, we'll see. We'll wait and see. It's no different from an Aaron Glenn, same situation. So
exactly.
We'll see.
If they win 3 games and it looks hypothetically as bad as the Jets last year, like, are you wanting him out after a year?
If we win 3 games?
Yeah. After purging the roster.
Would that give us the number 1 overall pick?
2nd overall pick, like the Jets.
I say extend them.
Second. Oh,
That's where you're headed, man. You're tanking,
If
bro.
we can tank successfully,
You're gonna be marching for Arch, bro.
yeah. And so I really think that that's going to happen. I think Arch Manning is going to be the Miami Dolphins quarterback next
best
year.
quarterback in the division.
I really think that's going to be the case. He did start picking it up toward the back half of the college football season.
And
We'll
it's
see
not
how he
only Arch
plays.
Manning in the draft. There's a lot of guys that could be.
Yeah, no,
number one next
there's
year.
Sellers from South Carolina who's really, really good. There's Sam Levitt as well, who just transferred to LSU. He's pretty promising. You have Mateer could potentially. You have Trinidad Chambliss as well,
Dante Moore.
You have Dante Moore. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be a good class. But then again, we said the same thing about this class, like incoming. So
We're like, whoa, this guy. They all stunk.
And
now
they
Fernando
all
Mendoza. Who said Fernando Mendoza's name once last year at this time? No, not a soul.
And they all
absolutely.
Well, like it's funny too because like leading up into that 1 year, right? Like with Tua, for example, like that whole thing was tank for Tua, but then Burrow just had a crazy ass season, and he was that dude, right? And Herbert ultimately ended up having a crazy season. So who knows? It's probably going to be some random at some Big Ten school that just goes completely off, and he's the unanimous like first overall like pick next year. Who knows?
The Colts are going to get the first pick over the Dolphins, and it's going to be ours.
We are going to have to say, all right, making the transition over to the Buffalo Bills topic.
If you stay to the end of the video, hit that like button. We appreciate you guys tuning in. I froze you by saying that.
I love it. By the way, we are going to just start with the Tua conversation with that video, I think. Yeah, I'm just envisioning it as far as all the clips that we're about to put out. But, boys, I got to tell you, Keon Coleman, all right, wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. I'm not sure if you were tapped into when Sean McDermott ended up getting fired, but the owner, Terry Pagula, and Brandon Beane spoke with the media, and Terry Pagula all but threw Keon Coleman under the bus, basically saying that he was not Brandon Beane's pick. He was somebody else's pick, and was wildly disrespectful to the young man. It's clear that he has struggled in his first 2 years in the NFL by itself, really not living up to expectations. But then yesterday morning, his agent took to Twitter, all right? And he said this: don't throw rocks publicly and come back track privately. Stay on that side. Sunglasses on the face emoji. So when I saw this, a lot of questions started popping into my head. Number one, does Keon Coleman want to force his way out of Buffalo? Number two, does that mean that Joe Brady and the front office tried mending fences with Keon Coleman and they think that he's a future of this team? And then number three, does he have any leverage at all? I'm going to go with Richie on this one. Do you think Keon Coleman is going to be a Buffalo Bill next year? And if not, is somebody realistically going to trade for him? Or is this going to be a release situation? Rich.
Dude, I think that not to get dark, and obviously you're coming from a Jets fan, you can say that, but
yeah,
the Buffalo Bills showed a lot of dysfunction when their owner came to the podium. The way that their owner, Pagula, represented the Buffalo Bills organization and what he said about Keon Coleman was the most unprofessional thing I've seen, coming from a team not named the Jets. And if I'm Keon Coleman, I want the heck out of there. I mean, the head guy just called me out like, oh, yeah, that wasn't Bean. That was Dermott that made that mistake. The guy's on your team. So if I'm Keon Coleman, I'm saying, get me the heck out of here. I don't care what the agent's saying or whatever. Like, I don't blame Keon to get him out of there. That's a very unprofessional thing. You don't out an employee publicly. Like in any job, if your boss that is employing you goes out there publicly and just bashes you, you're like, get me out of this. This is a toxic line of work. And that's why owners don't talk to the media often, because then you get stuff like that. And obviously the Bills are a successful organization. They're a good team because they found Josh Allen and they built them up, right? But that right there, this does not shock me of this rumor right there. Keon Coleman should get out of there if I was him.
Keon Coleman should get out of there, but here's the question. Does he draw like any trade compensation?
And
like,
yes,
do you
but
think
not
that
a
a team
lot,
would send over? Like, what would a team? All right,
But that's also
you're
why
a
Dan, the
GM of an
Buffalo
unnamed
Bills are not
NFL
ever going to get over the hump because that draft pick alone. If they did not draft Keon Coleman and drafted a Lad McConkey or something, like, dude, you guys would be probably in the Super Bowl. Like, that's
So wait, you're
exactly what you're
serious?
missing.
You're
Is
serious
drafting
about that?
a stud.
You wouldn't.
No, but like
You're
you're
serious
relying on
about
like,
that?
oh, a wide receiver, who we trading for, who we this.
No.
Like, I know you
First
drafted
off-
Khalil Shakir, but he's
first
not a
off-
number one that you can just
Yeah.
rely on.
First off, like this whole thing that like this Buffalo Bills team, why they sucked last year was because they didn't have a wide receiver, is a brain rot virus that has been, put on Bills Mafia.
it's not
I've been
just wide
trying to do
receiver,
my
though.
best into curing them of this.
I don't mean the wide receiver. I mean hitting, like you're missing on those first round picks in the previous. Kyer Elam, like go back in time.
Yeah.
You hit on Kincaid, you can argue, but like I feel like I've said it with the Patriots, and like I said, like you got to hit on those draft picks if you want to be a legit team. And I feel like the Bills these last few years have missed on those late first round picks. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's nothing about the wide receiver. I just mean in general.
Yeah. But like trade compensation for him, what do you think he's going to go
Day
for?
3 pick.
A day 3, indeed. I would
Maybe like
probably
a move
agree
up
with you.
though. Like the Bills.
I
get
would be
the
shocked.
fifth, and they send Keon in a 7th. Something like that.
Yeah. And so I'd be shocked, say that a team sends more than a 6th-round pick for him.
It's going to be a pick swap. You're not going to get an additional pick
I'm
for
gonna,
him. You're
I'm
going to
gonna
move.
tell you now.
You're going to move up 2 rounds from 7 to 5. That's what it's going to be.
If I'm Miami, I shoot over a 50.
A 5th-round pick and Jalen Waddle. Great trade. Great. Dude, I will sign that immediately, TD.
Well,
you heard it here
trade
first from TD Finstock. Miami, a 5th and Jalen Waddle for Keon
My
Coleman.
bad.
Absolutely.
No, I'm serious. I would actually I think he has a peculiar skill set that you guys just haven't been able to tap into. Keon Coleman showed flash his rookie season. It was underwhelming, but this guy averaged 19 yards per reception. He was a threat. This year, y'all did a lot more dinking and dunking with him. And he's not a game changer for you guys, especially having a Josh Allen. So I think there's too much over amplification of what you expected from him. People forget, man, the kid was a rookie last year. Y'all act like he's a 4th-year guy and he's been playing bad 4 years and he's a bust. He still can turn it on, and I think he's worth a 5th-round pick. And seeing if you can turn him into a 2nd or 3rd round caliber player. I would trade for him. And if the Dolphins
What would you
did
give
want
up,
to
TD?
Waddle to Buffalo, I would send Jalen Waddle. I
Okay.
would take the 1st-round pick in Keon Coleman.
1st-round pick and Keon Coleman for Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, and I think Bills would get it done. I think they would be okay with that.
So with Bills fans, sound off in the comments. Would you take that?
Dan
Miami.
TikTok brain.
And it's
right
not
now.
even a robbery from the Dolphins like we rob. We need to
Listen,
unload.
I don't hate that at all. Bills fans, please sound off in the live chat right now. Let me know. Would you take that? A 1st-round and Keon Coleman for Jalen Waddle?
Yeah, I mean, Bills fans are running that because honestly, the going price would be a 1st-round pick and probably Keon and a 4th. But I would take. I would do it.
Yeah, we'd easily.
So let me ask you right now this question: Who is more valuable? If I asked you this question last year before the season started, who's more valuable in a trade market? Jalen Waddle or Sauce Gardner? Who would you say is more valuable
Right now?
last year? If I asked you that question,
Last year,
Like
again,
entering the
me, I would have told you Jalen Waddle.
and now look what Sauce went for.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I thought you said Garrett Wilson. You're talking about Sauce Gardner.
I say that because he got traded, so we know what his value
Yeah.
eventually was. 2 firsts and a young wide receiver that was a
No,
second round pick.
No, so I thought you were talking about Garrett, but the answer is Sauce is more valuable. I would have told you that last year too, because first of all, his age, and again, Waddle, you're gonna get a good value for Waddle because all his numbers been suppressed playing next to Tyreek.
And how old is he? And how many years of his contract is left? Because I know he got that extension.
Well, that's a great
He's like what,
question.
24 probably, 25.
I would say
Entering that
25
prime.
right now. Let me look. And remember,
Are they actively shopping Jalen Waddle right now?
Remember, we were willing to do the Bills deal. It's just that the year of the first round pick was an issue for us. So
Wait,
I think
so you're
that they
not doing
are,
it.
because why are you going to have him sitting through the bulk of his contract in 2 rebuild seasons just because? No, you got to go get your asset.
Yeah, they do. Like, that's why, like, if they really, like, that's why I tip my cap to what the Jets did by shipping off Sauce and Quinnen. That actually gives them assets to build with. The Dolphins don't have any. So they got to find those assets. They just cut everybody.
Yeah, Waddle's deal is just beautiful. This year his cap hit is 11.6 million. Like, and next year it goes to 34, and then the year after that 37. But things would be reworked way before that.
Do you think it's like a first and a third to get it done?
Yeah, first and third would get it done, and I'm just spitballing that Keon Coleman thing because it'll probably take more from the Bills to get it done. But I would do it, because you bring in, you replace him with the guy like, hey, let's get over here with the Malik Willis or somebody giving them, you know what I mean? So because we got too many other things that we need to address on this roster in the draft.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure they'll be looking at a wide receiver at 11. And so they're going to be going for other positions.
Yeah. And look, I don't think that it's an awful proposition for Miami either, because it's pretty clear that this isn't like a reset year for them. I think, and I don't think that they are willing to admit this, but I think that they are looking to have a top 5 draft pick next year in 2027. They want a quarterback, right? So walking away and trading Keon Coleman for Jalen Waddle, and then you get an additional first-round pick that following year in 2027, perhaps, or maybe it's multiple like first-round picks, right? I think that you should put Jalen Waddle on the table. Like, go on ahead, dude. Stack up for the future. I think that makes sense.
Do you know who I think is a Buffalo Bill?
Who's that?
I think it's just such a bill based off of previous signings. Bradley Chubb, the next washed up edge rusher, from Von
dude, we
Miller
love
to
washed
Joey
up edge
Bosa
rushers, baby. Sign the contract. No. So here's the deal, though. So I think a lot of our defensive preferences had a lot to do with the Sean McDermott regime. Like, he liked a particular set of guys. So I'm hoping Leonard's not the same way. We'll see.
Shifting from a 4-3 to a 3-4.
3-4 to a 4-3 to a 3-4, man. Yep.
That's gonna take an adjustment for the guys that's been there for a
Definitely.
while. Like, that's a big shift. I'm shocked that they're doing that.
Yeah.
Quick thing for those in the chat saying Waddle's always hurt. You couldn't be further from the truth. I don't know. Now, he always walks with a limp, but that's Waddle. Okay. That's but he's in 5 years, he's missed 5 games.
Yeah.
So you're definitely.
So I'm not sure where that comes from. Yeah, I'm not sure where that comes from. I feel like a lot of people always say that, oh, so hurt. I'm like, really? He's been hurt for like 3 games the past 6 years. So I'm really not sure what you mean by that.
Yeah, but I think that Joe Brady being the new coach for the Bills, it doesn't really matter who you bring in personnel for me, because you don't have a lot of cash unless you make a splash, but you got to draft well, of course, which is important. No. But I'm just really intrigued by the Bills with Joe Brady. Hiring somebody from within, especially when you are a successful team like the Bills, is a bold move, because I think it has massive upside, but also a big bust potential. Like, Joe Brady was a guy that a lot of Jets fans had our eyes on for years when we were going through the Saleh situation. And Joe Brady was always someone. The Jets interviewed Joe Brady to be a head coach, I think, during the Saleh cycle. Yeah. So he's been a head coach in the pipeline for a while. It's not like he's not been interviewed to be a head coach in the past. And I think that the familiarity, talk about continuity, that word is what scares me the most for the Bills, where I think if it does click, that could be everything that the Bills have been missing.
So I really don't think that it has much to do, or like we'll see a lot of changes on offense, right? So because the past couple of years we finished 2nd in points and 4th in points. And with Joe Brady still going to be calling plays, we're probably going to have the majority of our offensive line back. And I have a couple of guys I'm targeting in free agency, a potential trade, and then double dipping right in the draft class. the problem with the Buffalo Bills was that their defense would average 33 points given up in the playoffs. So that's the thing we need to be looking at. I really don't think this offense misses a beat, regardless of what's added. I think that things will be added to the offense, but I don't think that there's going to be much to change with our offense. I just don't know how this massive transition from a 4-3 to a 3-4 is going to look like. Will we become the next Cincinnati Bengals in 2020?
Remember the issue you had, Dan? Y'all had an issue stopping the runner up. So
we did. Yeah.
We
did.
To go 3-4 to put more leverage on the line with those outside guys, whether they need to come up and help or not. But one thing I'll say this about the Bills, and this is me guessing, I think that this is going to be the first year y'all get it right in free agency in the draft. I think y'all are going to go get a top-notch receiver, a top-notch. Hands down, everybody knows, okay, we got a guy, and you won't stop there. You'll go get another one. Maybe not as top-notch, but a real number 2. I think y'all are going to really say, hey, if we can't do it this way, then this is all just a sham. And I think that they're finally going to do that.
So you want to hear my prediction? So I think the Buffalo Bills signed Christian Kirk in free agency as a wide receiver 2. But then I think that we're going to be making a trade for either Waddle or a Marvin Harrison Jr. from the Arizona Cardinals. And so I think that we bring in Marvin Harrison Jr. and Christian Kirk. And then I also think that Buffalo ends up going after this Texas A&M wide receiver named Casey Concepcion. So you have 3 new guys, then Khalil Shakir, and then Palmer, who we're kind of locked in with a contract. I think he'll be wide receiver number 5.
You don't like a AJ Brown?
And so I would, right? But I just think that, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Well, just for the record, I hope you don't get none of them, and I hope you suck.
I know.
Oh,
I know, man. That's the thing. J-Ham, what do you guys think of the Dolphins pick swap for an extra first round next year with the Bills? Bills go up to 11. Finns get extra next year to compete with the Jets in a good draft. What do you guys think the Dolphins pick swap for an extra first round next year with the Bills? Bills go up to 11. Finns get extra next year to compete with the Jets in a good draft. That's interesting.
You're worried about the Jets next year in the draft, huh?
I think that's one of the most underrated options for the Dolphins that they could really do, and I'm actually for it. Get out of 11. Go all the way down in the mid-20s and go ahead and get your additional first-round pick.
And in exchange for a future first.
And prepare for next year. Exactly.
You're not getting the future first for pick 11.
Yes, Dan, you are if you go down in the 30s.
Yeah,
I mean,
Dan,
you go down to 30, 28.
And so it depends on how you look at this draft class. And so I just had Brandon on.
Who the heck are the Bills trading up for?
Like, I say Carnell Tate. We would probably trade up for Carnell Tate from Ohio State. And so that wide receiver.
Sacrifice your first next year?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Teams like that don't care about sacrificing the first because they got their franchise quarterback.
Yeah. And so it depends on what happens in free agency. But David comes in. Dan, even though I wouldn't want to trade in division, and so with the Dolphins have a safety that they are shopping, what are your thoughts on Minka for a third? So I think the Buffalo Bills' focus point needs to be on their front 7. I don't particularly think that a safety would be where we plan on spending our money. I think that we're probably just going to draft a safety in like a day 3 type pick for me. So I'd be shocked if the Bills want to bring in Minka. Interesting indeed, man. I'm not trading for Waddle. He's older than Brian Thomas or Marvin Harrison Jr. Use the 26th first-round pick on either Brian Thomas or Marvin Harrison Jr. Joshua Richardson.
He's obviously older, but he only been played 5 years in the league. He's not an old player.
Oh, yeah. How old is he, bro? He's like 26. Let me see. Jalen Waddle's 27 years old. All right. Yeah. Hey, that's still prime wide receiver. Remember, Stefon Diggs was traded to the Buffalo Bills when he was 27. The Bills are winning the Super Bowl, and you can only keep a good man out for so long until he kicks the damn door down. Also, Dolphins are cheeks, Jay Allen. With that, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I love that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for the super chats. You love to see it. Let's go ahead and welcome in the Patreon callers.
TD, you got to run, right?
Yeah.
You can run.
All right, just let Parks know for me. Celtics World. Tatum on the way, baby.
Get out of here. LaSalle, what's up, man?
What's up, guys? What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, loud and clear. What up?
So, been a minute. Been quite a minute. I would like to say, I don't think that we're gonna get Kyler Murray. I feel like that's not what Frank Wright would want. I feel like he had the same exact problem with Bryce Young, if you remember.
All right. LaSalle says no Kyler Murray to the Jets. He's like, Dan, you're wrong.
No Kyler Murray to the Jets.
Thanks for the call, LaSalle. We missed you, brother. Hope all is well. Next up is Lino. What up, Lino?
What's going on, fellas, man? Good to see y'all back, man.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Kind of worried, you know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, the Bill situation, only reason why I kind of like it is because of the coaching staff that they built up. It's not about just Joe Brady. It's about the coaching staff that he built up. So I think that'll work. And we do need some wide receivers. We got to stop tricking ourselves to believe that wide receivers wasn't a problem too as well. Yeah, that defense. And people got to also realize the defense that's going to be coming over, it's going to be a hybrid 3-4. It's not going to be like the regular 3-4 defense. So we do. There's some guys that's in free agency that used to be under some form of the hybrid 3 defense that we can pick up. So we kind of could, depends on how the offseason does, see where the Bills going to go, you know what I mean? But for the Dolphin fans, the next 4 or 5 years, y'all boys going to be cheeks for real. So I'm not worried about y'all.
Tell them, Lino. They below the Jets now.
Your cheeks. Lino, we appreciate the call, man. We appreciate the call. Look at that.
That's my guy, Mr. Lino. Appreciate you, Lino. Mr. Lino.
So a hell of a damn coaching staff.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, hey, man, I've been saying it, man. Move that boy Will Campbell to left guard or something, bro. Do something with that. Do something with that.
Dude. What was wrong with him, man? Was he hurt?
Man, I don't want to hear that excuse somebody hurt, man, because he didn't say he was hurt when we was winning. So I don't want to hear that excuse, man. I don't want to hear that. Hey, Dan Mitchell, where's this Marvin Harrison Jr. talk coming from? Man, you must have created that.
Oh yeah, Dan, that's Dan's creation.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, it was my creation.
I forgot they listen to their daddies over here.
Parks, I got a question for you though. You know what I mean?
I'm listening.
Listen, man, you've always been pressing me all season about Sam Darnold, and he's beat you in the Super Bowl.
He didn't do nothing in the Super Bowl. What did he do?
He's a Super Bowl champion. He had
That's
his MVP
nice.
moment in the NFC Championship. That's what.
He didn't win. Did he win the MVP though?
He don't need to win no MVP. He played.
But you just said he had an MVP moment. Did he win the MVP?
He had his moment in the NFC
Did
Championship.
he win the
against
MVP?
A better
That's
team,
all I
by
wanna
the
know.
way, in the LA Rams.
Did he win the MVP?
No, but he's better than Drake May.
Case closed. Case closed. Don't talk to me about that. This is a passing
I'll
league.
talk to you about that because you gave Sam Darnold nothing but
man. He's not a Jets fan. Okay. Who's the Jets quarterback? Who is that?
This has nothing to do with the Jets. This is about your take about Sam Darnold. So you were wrong about all season long.
You'll be finishing last in the basement again, so it don't matter.
I never mentioned the Jets. You bring up the Jets.
No. Who is the Jets quarterback? Who's your quarterback?
Jets knows you lost his argument all season long.
A quarterback that's on another team.
Sam Darnold, you were wrong all along. Eat your crow,
What is your quarterback? Who is your quarterback? Who is your quarterback?
Nothing to do with the Jets, brother. You
who is your quarterback though? Who is your quarterback?
This has nothing to do with the Jets, Parks.
You see what I'm talking about? You see how I can't win with you, Richie?
You can't eat your crow. You've been clowning on Sam all year. You can't just say I was wrong.
What did he do in the Super Bowl?
What did he do? How did he get to the Super Bowl? It's not about what he did in the Super Bowl. It's about what he did this entire
Now,
season.
yeah, what you mean
that
it
led
ain't what
him
you
to
do in the Super
win
Bowl?
The Super Bowl. And by the way, he played well in the Super Bowl, not turning the ball
He's still
over.
not top.
avoiding
Okay.
pressure.
Okay. With this Super Bowl win, what would you consider him? Top 5, top 10? Please don't be delusional. Don't be
I
crazy.
think that there's an argument that Sam Darnold is at least in the back end of the top 10, for sure. There's an
Top
argument there.
10?
Yeah. Based off the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, I know,
and him showing
damn
up
it.
against
I
the
know,
Chiefs.
I
damn
I would
it.
say between 10 and 13 range right now. I'm not going to say
Okay.
top 5.
I'm going to say, don't be delusional now. Don't be crazy.
No, I'm
And I
not.
wouldn't
I'm
even
just
put him that
saying
far.
He
I wouldn't
did
even
not
put him
turn the
that
ball
far.
over all throughout the playoffs.
12,
He
13,
balled
I
out in
think's
the NFC
fair.
Championship game against the Rams, which is
Oh,
a
I
very
think
good
that's
football
fair.
team.
Now, can he sustain that? That's a good question.
Well, we'll see, Parks. We appreciate the call. Well, he sustained it all season because you said he was going to flame out. He never flamed out, and he won a freaking Super Bowl against your team. That's all I'm saying. Let me have my victory
dude,
lap,
Parks the
Mitchell.
man, dude. Parks, we miss you,
Love
man.
Parks.
We missed you. Folks, thank you so much for tapping in with us on another edition of the Wednesday AFC East Roundtable. A couple of shameless plugs. Let me tell you something, boys. We are running a series on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel right now where I am taking all of our creators and I am making them be the GM of their team. Okay? I already have a Colts episode out, and then I also have a Seahawks episode out, which we just ultimately ended up launching by itself. I'm going to have Richie on the show where he's going to be the Jets GM. He's going to be making all the cuts. He's going to be making all of the trades, all the free agency signings, the draft, indeed. And highly recommend you go check that out, man. Go subscribe to that Roundtable Sports YouTube channel. I'm giving you daily NFL news updates over there as well. Would mean the world to us. Richie, any closing thoughts before we send these boys off?
Man, I missed this show. I missed everybody in the chat. I love you guys. Never forget everything that we are doing at the Super Bowl and the Senior Bowl and the NFL Combine coming up next week, by the way, is because of this show. This is where it started. The AFC East Roundtable. Never going to forget that. We got some super chats to run through before we get out of here. Wide receiver and defense. But can we talk about how Josh actually needs to clean his game up, a.k.a. Broncos game? Can get elite wide receiver in D, but Allen needs to wake up too.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Most definitely.
It is true. That is true. Sorry, my mic wasn't working. Did you hear my question? Yes, we did. Kyler Murray, we do not want. You were not in on Frank Reich and that connection. Anyone else remember Frank Reich with Bryce Young? Yeah, he was terrible. He also was the head coach, which is a different responsibility than an offensive coordinator. So we'll see. We also have no idea who the quarterback will be for the Jets under him, but only time will tell. Well, folks, we appreciate you guys tuning into this edition of the AFC East Roundtable. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.